Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Two quick things. One, thank you so much for all your support this season. It really does mean a lot. Second thing is just a reminder that the jury interview process is very different from before. Because our opinions, our thoughts could influence the jury members if we speak to them directly, the process works this way. We send our questions into CBS. CBS vets and edits those questions, and then they ask the questions on all the media's behalf. Then the answers are sent back to us. So that is why you won't see me and other representatives of the media speaking to the House guests directly. We're not permitted to because they're on the jury. Thanks so much for all your support. On to the interview.
I came into this game with a strategy, and that strategy was to align myself with, various different personalities. A couple of those personalities was someone who was older. One of those personalities was somebody who's young and can win some competitions. Another one who was possibly like a quirky type individual. And then coming into the house, I aligned myself with Zach and Adrian and a couple of the guys, and it didn't work out well. The Burger Boys went away, the willpower went away, and then I pivoted, and then I found myself gravitating towards some of the younger house guests who reminded me of my kids, and I felt that that might be a route for me to go further in the game, and it worked. I thought that I would do better in some of the competitions, but it didn't happen. So when that happened, I started pivoting more of a social game and more of a fatherly role, so to speak, in the game. And it got me through 9 weeks in the game. This game is all about whatever's not working, try something else. And that's what I kind of did. Being aggressive in this game isn't the right approach, at least for me, because I'm an old head anyway. And being aggressive might seem like a threat more so. So I kind of backed off and tried a different approach. And it almost got me. It almost got me to top 7. And I wouldn't change anything else different. I wouldn't. I wanted to come in and be more aggressive and more of the traditional captain will, so to speak. But it didn't allow me to do so. And I changed. I changed my tactics. It's almost like in sports, like in football. If you can't run the ball, why are you going to keep trying to run the ball? So I started passing more. And that's what happened in the game. Oh, Will's kids in the house. Who was my favorite and why? Ava Pearl was my favorite kid. She's my favorite kid. And Ava, there is no scenario in the world where a middle-aged black man and a 24-year-old flower girl will become close in this house. There's no way in the world. And that's what happened with me and Ava. And Ava's spirit and her heart really, like, I was really drawn to it. And day one in this house, when I found out, when she said that her brother-in-law, his name is Will, and that my birthday is June the 5th, hers is June the 6th, it was like it was connection already. And then over the course of time, we got close in the house, and Ava's one of the few people in the house who I can actually real deal trust. Some of the folks in the house, I can trust them, to a certain extent, but I could trust Ava, and she would be the one who I would say was one of my, my favorite kids, or the favorite kid in the house. Yeah, for sure. And she's always welcome and at the Williams household whenever she wants, for sure. Hard balancing kindness with the cutthroat game. I'll answer that question first. Yes, it is, because you really want to just cuss people out sometimes. And you've had it was some moments in the house where some people let it explode, and what I did not want to do, and I told my family I didn't want to do, is be that character. I don't want to be that character of showing, of losing my cool, so to speak. I lost my cool a couple of times. I don't know if it made the show, but a couple of times. But I just didn't want to be that person. It's a game of lying. It's a game of deception. It's a game of, untruths. It's a game of all these different things. But I tried to keep it kosher with it, and try to play a level-headed game. This ethical moment, keeping my toughest ethical moment was keeping the judges away from Ava. That was the toughest one. I wanted to tell her, but I couldn't tell her because I was locked in with the judges, and I didn't want to. There's so many loose lips in this house, and you say the wrong thing and it gets to other people and it blows up. So what I was trying to do with the judges is obviously I trusted Ava more than anybody in the judges. But with that being said, the judges have more numbers, and I was gonna to protect Ava with the numbers that the judges had. So then I wasn't gonna blow up that spot with the judges. Just continue to go as far as I could with them while also protecting Ava. But I was going to eventually to show my cards with the judges, because there was no way in hell I was ever gonna vote for Ava to go out this game. That wasn't happening. And that was the I guess the biggest ethical thing that I would say for this game. The biggest challenge trying to connect with the house guests, it was hard. It was from day one in this house. It was difficult trying to connect with these kids, and I have my struggles. They are documented. They are for the world to see. But it was hard. It was hard being the oldest one, and it was hard because these kids were having the time of their life, and I'm struggling just trying to talk to someone because I didn't have a peer. They had their peers. They had their people. They were, 4 or 5 strong, in the same age group. They were outside sunbathing. They were doing all these different things, and I'm just, lonely at times, a lot of times in this house, and so that was hard. That was difficult. I've never been in a situation where I was separated from my peers. I've been away from in military schools. I've been away in regular life. I've been away in employment and so forth like that. But I've never been detached, and I felt detached really the whole time I was in the house. And shout out to everybody who's 45 and older who try to play this game, because they go through the same struggles. But I never got over it. I never got over being an outsider in the house. And as the numbers got smaller, the kids in the house started feeling some of the things that I was feeling, because their people are being evicted, so they don't have their people. So it's more withdrawn. And some of the conversations that was happening on day 64, day 65 was, I don't have, I'm bored. I don't have such and such. I don't have these people. And it's really boring. I was like, dude, I've been feeling that way since day one, where I didn't have anyone. But now that they are feeling the same way, it's like, damn, like, okay, this is how it feels. But it didn't happen to them until it was towards the end of the game. I never broke that code. The second and third, when I started changing and pivoting, I should say, instead of trying to be fit into the 20-some-year-olds. I just say I can't, you know. So I'm gonna pivot, and I'm just gonna be who I am, and instead of trying for me to you know, hang with them or work with them or whatever term I'm trying to use, I tried to flip it, and then they started coming to me. And when that started happening in the house, there goes the experience of living and being the funkle, the dad role in the house, and that started happening a lot more. Then the Rileys started coming and talking and sharing his stories and with his family and Keanu and Zach and Kelly, all those different people. We started talking more, and it changed my perception of the game, and I think it changed my outlook in the house, and I started becoming more likable in the house. And that was also the detriment of me being evicted, but being likable. But I just had to change. I couldn't. I was never gonna fit in with these kids. It was never gonna happen. So instead of trying to fit in, I let them fit in with me, and that started working. There was a lot of tears in this house. I don't know if anybody ever has there been a season in Big Brother that multiple guests has cried as much as some of us have cried in this house, but there was a lot of deep conversations that were going on in this house, and I think I was a great part of that. And some of those kids actually opening it up and sharing their stories and how they feel, and I think experience had something to do with that, and they felt comfortable talking to me versus some of the older people in their lives who they just don't. Keanu. Keanu for sure. You know, I want to say I love the kid. I really do. But we've connected a few times socially with his you know, his family and things, and he's had some low points in the game, and I've helped him out. But game wise, we have been across the board the whole season. And socially, he's just been all over the place. I told him a few weeks ago, that if he actually changed his social game, that he could elevate into winning this game. And he tried, or I should say he's trying, because he was bad socially. He was getting in so many arguments with a lot of the females in the house, and the way he was portraying himself was not conducive of what a young man should be doing sometimes in the house. And he went back into the lab with a pen and a pad and tried to change some things. But of everybody who's left in the house, Keanu would be definitely the one who I hope I see him in jury house. If he gets past, I would say this as a caveat: if Keanu gets past the rest of these landmines in this game and finds a way socially to get to those final two chairs, he has a good shot at winning this game.